Hello, good evening. It is time. It is time. Oh, it's time for some games. We're going to load our game titled Concerning Hobbits. Because, let's be honest, hobbits are concerning. In general. Like, as a rule of thumb, one should be concerned if there are hobbits. How you doing, Clarice? Hope things are going alright for you this evening. You know what, I just realized I could probably do things like this. 1, 2, there. We actually should do it like that. Then like that. Then like that. Then like that. Naomi also says hi. Hello, Naomi. Don't worry about hobbits. I want them to be okay. Who doesn't? Who does not? Nazgul, that's who. Literally Nazgul. Alright. Shoulder feels a lot better. You're able to talk to your mom today. Alright. It's always nice to hear from Mom. You know? Moms are great. Most of the time. Sauron doesn't want hobbits to be okay. Yeah. Burner mining drills. We need to, like, increase the number of drills here. Actually, that, then that. A pole is in the way. Damn Polish. I mean, wait a second. So, somewhere around here, we need to place some more electric mining drills. Were you able to check out what we were doing last round, or was it just Naomi on, I don't know, if you were like resting or whatever? It's okay either way. I'm cool. I'm just, this game is complicated and it's easy to get lost in it. So we need to do some more research. We need a steel axe. That's what we need. Also, how are the audio levels? Are they okay? You were there too. Great. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put coal in all of these machines. How are we gonna do that, you might ask? We're going to put a splitter in right there. Saw it yesterday. Great. So we have some electric mining drills. We're going to place those carefully. Or haphazardly. I don't know. We've got so many of them. So many smiley faces today. It's just one of those days. When emoticons rule our emotions. Doot, doot. How many is that? That's going to be 4.2. That's going to run out much faster than this 3,000. Okay, so we've got some coal being produced and sent down here. We need some more underground belts, underground belts, underground belts. And that's what we shall get. We also need some more splitters. Oh, that's right, we need to do it like that. Okay, so we've got coal going over there. We need to produce more of those splitters. Okay, here we go. So here's how we're going to get coal in these things. We're going to... So we have our coal coming from this splitter here. So this line of coal goes into this splitter, which divides it into 2 lanes. The underground belt goes underneath this belt of iron ore and into this splitter, which then puts it into 2 lanes. I'm going to put this there, so now coal will go underneath here into there. And then we have this free belt here, which is going to go here and here. So that coal is now going to be fed into the second half of this belt of iron. So now we only have a single belt needing to be used to feed these furnaces with both coal and iron ore. Wonderful. So how are we going to do this? We're going to do it like that and that. Yeah, this should work. That's good. What's our energy look like? We are using about half capacity. Okay, so our iron belt is looking good. And you know what? I actually screwed up the way that this is supposed to be set up. I think this needs to be just a little bit lower, because we need a splitter here before we do that. There, that should evenly distribute all of the copper amongst that lane. So we need to do the same thing on this one. What I'm making here is an organization system for the resources that I'm putting onto the belts. And it is referred to as a main bus. You might recognize that main bus is a computer term, and it actually works really well for this situation. I don't have many gears left in there, so we need to actually start producing these things. Oops. I just turned off all of my production. Doink. Alright, we have 46 gears. So that I mean 46 more packs of science, which are being stacked up here. I guess we're going to need armor sooner or later, but actually I think that what's more important here is electronics, because that'll have us advance to automation too. Okay. Here's where things will get interesting. I know right now I can't really see much, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some light. The day-night cycle in this is something you can't really disable, so it's it can be difficult to deal with sometimes. Do I want that there? I think I don't. I think I want a little bit more space between the balancer. Okay. Here's where we will have an assembling machine which will produce gears. Okay. We'll let that go. Actually, no, wait. I want to finish the gear production first. And also the... Yeah, we want to do gear production, which will put stuff into belt production. And so it'll be 2 gears, 1 belt, 2 belt output. Okay. And that'll just continue to run forever and ever. Let's learn how to make walls. Oh, that's what I have picked up. Okay. I was like, why is there a hand there? It's been a while since I've played this game, and the interface has changed and stuff, just ever so slightly. It's mostly the same, but it's like minor graphical changes. Get some more of those. Pretty soon I won't have to make these by hand. Similar to how I automated the production of belts, I will automate the production of inserters. And soon, after that, I will automate the production of assembly machines. And I will have machines that build machines for the sake of building more machines. And that is true automation. And it is glorious. Oh, we have a lot of belts. We have so many belts. So many belts. Okay, let's fill that up. Okay, so while that's producing belts, we're going to make this go down a little bit further to like right about here. This is going to take up a lot of space. Do. Okay. Machines to make more machines, to make more machines, to make more machines. Okay, this is also going to need a buddy. This buddy, well, let's make him produce. Oh, he'll be closer to that anyway, so we'll make this buddy. Wait, 1, 2, 3. This guy's gonna produce underground belts. And it's an iron plate and an inserter. Or not an inserter, a belt. Okay. Wait, do I need I guess a balancer here and here. I suppose that works. So this will need an iron plate, and we'll produce more. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, it'll just keep on making stuff. We don't want to overload the system though, so let's have it there. We'll just block off, so like this is now inventory that can't be used, so we'll only have 4 stacks per doohickey. Actually, so that means we only need 1 chest. So 400 there. Let's just fill it up. We don't need that many belts in our inventory. This one will produce splitters. We don't even need gears in that, but I need gears in general. So let's just have something making gears. This needs circuits and plates. How many plates? 5 plates per 4 transport belts per 5 circuits. I don't need to worry too much about that right now. The ratios are are not a big deal at the moment. So is our copper production just totally offline? What's up with that? Why is copper not working? Coal. Oh, coal, of course. We forgot to put coal in there. Okay, coal should be coming down the line. Whoopee. I feel like we're so quiet in the chat when we're watching this because I'm so entranced watching you play all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know, how do I explain? When I was a kid, I would go to glass shops with my dad because he was an avid hobbyist in glass blowing. So when he'd go do his glass blowing lessons for like an hour or so, um, and we went to go pick him up, like um, he'd kind of explain things to me like, here, this is what's going on with with what the person working with the glass is doing. Like this is how his process works. I totally tuned all that out. I just watched. I didn't really pay much attention to that in the process of like, oh, this is how you anneal it, and this is what happens when you don't, and like whatever. It was just, it was fun to watch. It's like watching someone craft something that is like, I don't mean in like the Minecraft sense. I mean like to actually create something that is a piece of work. It is entertaining in its own right, and that is something that is pretty common amongst people. Like they love to watch things being made. That's one of the things that I really fell in love with about this game is like it is so entrancing. It's charming in its own way. I mean, it's gross, but it's got plenty of character, and it's just so full of uh, so full of I don't know, such great artistic design. Um, when we were going to school in Tacoma, we went to the Chihuly Museum. They had demonstrations of glass blowing and stuff, and it was fascinating. Yeah, um, yeah. Um, it's it's, glass blowing is a great hobby. It's really cool. That museum is pretty sick too. It's like it's all cone shaped and whatnot. Um, the thing that I watched them work on was like it looked like a sort of a web, like a sphere made out of web. But what they did was they took a piece of like red maroon colored glass. They stuck it inside there and they blew it up, so it was like it looked like a heart with all of like the ligaments and strings around it. And they were going to put that in a larger piece, so it was pretty cool. Let's see if I can find the piece and post it online. So what we're going to do next is we're going to make circuits. We need to do the shoestings faster. So I guess that's what I'll research. What do we need for that? We need copper and we need iron. So this is where we'll get our copper wire. We need to make more of those. The party has arrived. You've given up. Your brain has died. No! Brain dead Naomi is not a good thing. It is bad for your health for your brain to die. This should be obvious. Alright, so we've got our little doohickeys here. Question is, how are we going to... We're going to have them face... How are we going to do this? Like that. So these will take copper. I kept distracting her from her grading with songs about setting things on fire. Clarice keeps talking to me. Yeah. Yeah. Mornings are pretty nice. I mean, have you ever tried staying up for multiple nights? That's where the party's at. So this is interesting. We have a machine that produces 2 copper cable per single iron plate. So that's a 1 to 2. So that's doubling the size of the output. And since it produces 2, that means we'll have to have 2 things take it out of the machine at a time. So 2 from here, 2 from here, 2 from here, and they go into these machines, which will produce electronic circuits. And these will intake 1 iron plate and output 1 circuit. So that means we will have to do that, do that, do that, and I guess do that. Clarice has gone multiple days without sleep before. It was not a good idea, and I do not recommend it. Oh yeah, and I'm not saying it's a recommendation. I'm saying that, you know, things get kind of weird after you go days without sleep. Yeah. So iron is going to be picked up here. Circuits are going to be put in here. Wonderful. See? We got a little factory for circuits. And the reason why I have set it up like this is so that I can extend it like so, and like so. Give me those circuits. Yeah, no, I only mentioned the going days without sleep thing because, like, you know, the hyperthyroidism stuff. Just, that's what was doing it. Another thing is that when I was in high school, I did a lot of LAN parties. I had a group of friends who, like, we all had built our own computers and tricked out rigs and overclocking and stuff, and we played lots of games, lots and lots of games, and we had sleepovers at each other's houses, sleepovers, you know, where we'd set up like these atrocious like gaming setups where we'd commandeer like a quarter of a couch per person. We'd set up like a big table, and we'd just, you know, veg out in front of our games. Well, not really veg out because they were multiplayer games, but it was awesome. We'd play like, you know, of course, StarCraft, Warcraft. Sacrifice was one. Command and Conquer Generals. Things got like crazy. There was so much Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper flowing in those, and like pizza was just constant stream. Like one of the people who hosted, like his dad was a Boeing engineer, and so like he made bank, and he'd join us for some of those gaming sessions. It was awesome. Yeah, the Mountain Dew. The Mountain Don't. Alright, so we now have a sizable amount of circuits being made. What are we going to do with these circuits, you might ask? Well, we're gonna make stuff with them. I don't know whether or not I should actually have these being run alongside here, or if it should be on the other side of the bus. Because if we have it here, it'll be easy access for all the iron plates and stuff, and like wouldn't have to thread it through, you know, X number of rows of stuff. But if I want it to continue and be kind of neat and organized and tidy and stuff, I don't know. I feel like this is actually okay. This is okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to double it. Like that. And yeah, it'll look like that. That'll essentially be what it looks like. This is going to be a crazy amount of circuit production. So that's nice. Alright. I'm not going to make this yet because we don't actually need that much production yet. Let's further this down a little bit. Let's actually take some of the wire we have here. Oh. This is not good. I mean, it's not the jitteriness that's worrying me. It's that we are almost at capacity for electricity. Like, we want to be producing way more electricity to support our factory needs. So let's actually take a look at what we have for our factory right now. These aren't producing electricity because there's no pipe connecting them. That's a problem. Let's just pick up some of this iron. We have the ability to expand our electricity network. Okay, pipes. Yes, this is what we need. Oops. Nope. Clarice is staying, but you'll be right back. That's fine. I'll see you in a minute. So we need to make more pipes. Pipes are another thing that we want to automate pretty soon, because once we get finished with making some science, we're gonna get it to producing oils, and that will be a journey. It's 8:30 right now. Maybe we can make it, but I don't have high hopes, because I want to do this organized like. Did we already burn through all of our furnaces? I guess we did. Okay, so we now have capacity for more stuff. We have 16 megawatt capacity. The cool thing about this game is that it is multiplayer. It is something that you can play with friends, and there's also dedicated servers, so it's like, if you find someone else's game, like, you can join it and kind of contribute to what they're doing, and oftentimes it makes things go faster, but very frequently people will get in the way of production, and they'll start to, take stuff where they shouldn't be taking stuff, and it gets a little hairy. So let's see here. We're gonna just make a few more maker machines. I think we want to start our science production here. Or do we want to start our mall here? We'll do that. This will produce gears. Okay. So yeah, we'll have it come out there. Just in case we want to make 4 lanes of circuits. It's not too crazy of an idea. Doot. So this will then put circuits or gears there. And gears will be we need that pole there. What we're going to do is we're going to do that. Put circuits and gears on there. Oops. And we'll produce inserters. not just any inserters. We're actually going to make these fast inserters. So one fast there, and a long-handled inserter there. So, oops. So this will be a belt of inserters. Which will be picked up here and turned into blue inserters. How many do we need? Okay, so we need a blue inserter thingy here. It doesn't need more gears. It just needs circuits. 2 circuits, 2 iron plates. So these need to be... Might as well just do that. And then we can do a long-handled inserter there and just have like a belt of those. Yeah. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, we'll take those off the line for now. I know we're going to upgrade that in the future, but we'll just put a box there full of these things. And yeah. So now we're producing inserters, fast inserters, quite rapidly. These produce in... How fast do they produce? I think it takes like half a second to make them. Anyway, whatever it is, they produce just as fast as the blues, I think. If that's the case, then we might as well just have another thing here. We don't have any more poles. Okay, so the gears get made, put on the belt. Inserters always output on the far side of the belt, so if you see here, it's like this guy's only putting gears on the far edge of the belt, and they always take from the closest available resource that is needed. So that's how these guys work. So we're going to put these guys in a box. We're not going to have too many of those being produced. But this is already almost full. This is going fast. Cool. Just how I like it. You know what? I think we do need like a balancer there or something. I don't know. Balancing is hard. Balancing is hard. get some more of those circuits. Those are nice and valuable. How are we doing on belts? We have 600. Now we have more of those. Great. I think we might need to increase our iron production, which means we need to get more inserters, which I just automated. Why can't I think of these things while I'm in the moment? Doink. Just get all of these as well. Okay. This is why I don't speed runs, because I'm very forgetful, and my thoughts are very disorganized. Oh, that's the reason why we're not producing enough. Because we don't have miners working on them. Well, you know, we can make a bunch. 15, in fact. You know what? That'll be great. Okay, that's not going to produce very much if I put more over there. So, I guess we're starting a new row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, heck. Okay. No, I don't want iron ore in my inventory. Okay, we're gonna put one there, put one there. Sure. This will produce iron. Oh. Damn it. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. So this actually needs to be down there. Nope. Naomi would like me to know that she has returned after taking the best shower ever. Cool. I recently took a really awesome shower with my new shower gel, which is bergamot and pine, which is so nice. It smells so good. Something about a hot shower, just, it's very refreshing. Alright, so we're doing it on the far side there? Okay. You know what? Something tells me that we should actually do it on the near side. And we're just going to have to change that up. Because I think we're going to add to these buses later, or these furnaces later. And yeah, it's just going to get a little complicated if we don't just use things in order. Order matters. The water was warm for once. That's good. Is it usually not? Like, what kind of a place do you live in? gets cold after a minute or two in the mornings. Place with old pipes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank goodness it was warm water. Yeah, I have not really had an issue with. I mean, I guess I have had an issue. The only issue that we have with with pipes in our house is that the water heater is on one side of the house and the shower is on the other side of the house. So it takes so long for warm water to actually make it all the way under the house, all the way up to the shower, because that's just poor planning on our part, or on the house's part. I mean, it's not something we really could account for, because we were doing renovations on the place. Oh, that's how we're gonna do it. Also know that she likes to shower super hot. Yeah. Who doesn't? I mean, I guess plenty of people, but what do I know? Do. Okay. We've almost cracked the code. Oh, by the way, I've cracked the code. In case you guys aren't familiar with Foil by Weird Al Yankovic, check it out. Weird Al is one of my favorite musicians. Yes, he does parodies, but it takes a lot of skill to write the clever music, the clever lyrics he does, based on the songs that sometimes aren't even always that good. But he churns out some good quality entertainment. You're aware of Weird Al, but you haven't necessarily. Okay. So recently, I mean, within the past decade, he's actually made it on on the top 100, like top of the Billboard 100 charts, with his album Mandatory Fun, and it is his best album. I mean, there's definitely quality stuff and straight out of Linwood, which is not straight out of Compton, but straight out of Linwood, which is an adjacent suburb, which is a little white. Clarice is a legit fan. Yeah, he's a smart dude, very clever. He's got plenty of entertainment up his sleeves. I guess he wears shirts with 2 sleeves. He plays the accordion. Oops. Just getting all this hooked up. All this hooked up. All this hooked up. All this hooked up. Rinse and repeat. Rule number 1 about government spending. Why have 1 when you can have 2 for twice the price? And in a way that makes sense. Why have 1 machine doing 1 thing when you can have 2 machines doing 2 things for twice the price? You have literally doubled your production. Okay, so this is gonna go down, 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 down. I'm pretty sure I still have all the lyrics of eBay memorized. doing dun, 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 dun. So, you know how we had just fixed our power supply? We're using 3 megawatts now out of 16, which is it's not terrible. It's not bad. It's actually acceptable. We aren't. I mean, the machines aren't all constantly working. So there's bound to be some machines that are on standby, which consume less power as they are not working. But when they're plugged in, they still consume power. Mike, guess who's now giving us a rendition of the eBay song? Goving, governor. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's Clarice. Sing it with pride. You know what song I've had stuck in my head? It's a Dennis Leary song. I'm just an average Joe with an average job. Your average white suburbanite slob. I like porno and football and books about war. I've got an average house with a nice hardwood floor. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a guy like me interested. Oh no, not me, oh no. I gotta go have some fun at someone else's expense. 'Cause I'm an asshole, Leo, 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 Leo. Anyway. Dennis Leary, not Weird Al, don't worry. We need to make more of these. More of these, more of these, more of these. Pick up some of these. Yeah. 34 of them? That's not enough. Yeah, there we go. It's a banger though. What we're going to do is we're going to put something there. We're going to fill this box with circuits. Okay. Oh, that's right. We need another one of these things. Throwing those in there. Okay, great. Perfect. Excellent. Now these are all producing. Can't mod flex or else you would. You're not a mod? There you go. Too late. Sorry. Both of you have done nothing to moderate conversation in this. Who are you kidding? As soon as you start tackling weebs for going crazy over any mention of anime, like, that's when you will be a true moderator. That's what we're gonna do. Alright. Mod flex. What is this? It's Dennis Lee. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, we've done that. Okay. Um So we've set up some rudimentary automation. We've started making inserters. They've stopped producing stuff for now. We're going to automatically produce assembling machines. Which means we need one of those, and one of these. Okay. There. Also for fans of eBay and the Backstreet Boys. I'll check these out later. I apologize. I'm not gonna open up a bunch of music on my stream because they actually do affect whether or not I can upload them. Unfortunately. So we've done some basic automation. What we need to do now is we need to do science. Science must be done we only have 4 belts. 4 belts. We need more belts, not 4 belts. You know what? We can do this better. There. I had a chem teacher who had a shirt that was a stick figure holding up 2 beakers that said, "Stand back, I'm about to do science." And he wore it specifically on days where he was going to blow things up. That's excellent. Was it like an XKCD stick figure, or was it, just a generic stick figure? Because XKCD is one of my favorite science-y comics. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a production line of gears. Doot. Gears. We're going to take gears from a production line. Doot. I'm going to put them onto a belt. And that belt is going to also have copper on it. Alright. Oops. Okay. XKCD is still going? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, crapola. I put it on the wrong side. Guys! I put it on the wrong side. I think that was my first actual legit error. Okay, this should work better. What you say? Imogen heaps? How many is it? Okay. So we're going to in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. One, two, three, four, I guess. Or, you know what? Alright. It's gonna go up. Alright. This is now obsolete. We'll put our copper plates in there. Yeah, no, I know that SNL skit. Of course I know that SNL skit. It's legendary. Andy, what's his face? Like dear sister or whatever. I don't know. Can't remember the name of these memes. Look, our science. It's being automated and it's being put into laboratories. Each of the laboratories have names actually. So like Nozit, Flipper 333, Ryan Shadbolt. Shadbolt? Is that the last name? Lab C. Tager, Ashley Williamson. I only just recently learned about the you know what's in a box. Oh yeah. Yeah. That one's just a little immature. I mean, it's all immature, but like there are degrees of immaturity. You know. So I always have to check and make sure because Naomi almost never knows the origins of jokes, and I always have to show her. You know, that's actually something I had to deal with when kind of showing Christina memes and stuff until she discovered Reddit, and now she's just as much in the know as I am, so I stopped showing her memes. So, it'll work itself out. Yeah. Okay, so science is being automated. I mean, it might be immature, but it won an Emmy. Did it? I didn't know. That is so bizarre. Doink, 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 doink. These are going to be green science. Which means these need to be fed stuff, right? So what these need to be fed is a healthy diet of inserters and belts. And we don't want to take away from our production line here. And I think this might be the last segment that I do for the evening. This is the last thing I'm going to automate for the evening. So just heads up. Okay. This is going to require, right, inserters and belts. Inserters and belts. So this will be gears, which will take there, deposit there, onto a belt, which will then have belt production. Doot. And then this will have to have an output of red inserter. Okay, so that is going to go over here. That's going to be a little funky. Alright, let's bring down the iron. Bring it down. Okay, so this will have to go underneathy. Just kind of like that. And is it one or two? It's one. Okay. What I could do is I could actually make this deposit faster by making this a long-handled inserter and just have this kind of duck under here until there. That seems dumb. Okay, so it'll do that. I gotta swipe these. Okay. This will also do that same thing. Pick it up there, put it down there. Okay. Just so we're not going to run out anytime soon. Alright, so these will now need to pick up there, put down there, pick up there, put down there. Okay, now the other part of this is we need these to be inserters. those down there. I think we need twice as many inserters, is that right? So that means we'll need to... Oh boy. How fast do these produce? 0.5 seconds. 0.5. So that's a 1-to-1. These are 0.5 crafting time. Mike. Whoa, what's up? What's up? Breaking Free from High School Musical was nominated for an Emmy Award for Original Music and Lyrics in 2006. Never seen it. I know. Let's see here. Gears. Lots of gears. Painful? Painful. Is it painful? I wouldn't know. Alright, so we are going to doot. Iron is going to go in there. Doot. Alright, this is looking okay. We're going to need these to go doot. Where we can also go doot. And then we will also need doot. Furthermore, doot. Therefore, doot. And that's it. We have automated inserters again. And this looks okay. This looks okay. It's not great. It's not perfect. We could probably even do this more. but we'll probably also need to increase production on the reds as well. Oops. There and there. How's energy production? We're about halfway there. Oops. Okay. All right. And that's that. We have automated science, red and green. It's actually at not a bad rate. It'll back up pretty soon, but we can always increase the rate at which we consume science by also increasing the number of labs that we have to crunch the numbers. So I think I'm actually going to do that. Yay, it looks so neat and orderly. You know, it took me a long time to actually get this organized. I have ADHD, and if you guys are familiar with some of the trademarks of ADHD, I have all of them. You know, lots of, you know, disorganization, like cripplingly low self-esteem, and like I always have a lot of self-doubt. It's just something that exists, and like it's taken me a long time to kind of just get used to it and adjust, and like years of therapy and also medication. It's something that I've lived with for a significant portion of my adult life and my entire child life. So it's like I was not this organized, not even 10 years ago. I'm 33. I'll be 34 this year. And it took me like so long to actually like get organized enough to have, you know, be confident in my organizational ability, like and like show it. Like putting this out on stream, like I'm still a little nervous about what a pro, you know, Factorio player is going to say about, oh, you know, you've got the ratios wrong. You're consuming at a slow rate, and like you could totally do this faster, or like this is the totally wrong way to do the belts, and like there's a lot that could go wrong, and just like, you know, I understand enough about organization and production to have confidence in my abilities here, and it feels good. It feels good. I feel like this is an accomplishment, and you know, it's been some time since I could actually like toot my own horn about something. And this is actually one of the things that I really wanted to kind of show off to, you know, my parents before things kind of blew up, was that, you know, I'm doing much better as a human being than I was at any point in time that they have known me. And you know, in the past 5-10 years, as I have kind of gotten better about organization and managing my ADHD, it's like it's clear that my parents never really knew me as an organized and well, you know, well-read person, because like I could never really muster that amount of effort and thought and just concentration in general. Um, it's kind of interesting, and I don't think my parents really, got to know me as a person. Um, um, who's like managing their mental illness. And that's something that every parent should do. Like, every parent should know whether or not their child has mental illness and whether or not it's being managed and how well they're doing with that. It's simple. It's it's pretty simple. And patience. It takes patience. I've always been a patient person. Um, I think that is something that is one of the trademarks that I've not had um, in ADHD. Yeah, it's just something that I haven't really had to. I feel like I've been overly patient in some circumstances, but then again, patience can be also confused with, like, you know, crippling anxiety, which is something that I had a lot of growing up. So I masked it really well as patience. Yeah, that's why I'm such a good dad. Like, I firmly believe that too. Like, I think that um, that my experience as someone with mental illness, um, or with a disorder, um, uh, it's it's taught me a lot about, you know, what we value as a society in terms of, like, what family should look like, both externally and internally, and what boomers grew up with compared to what, my son is growing up with. It's night and day. Like, on one hand, I can't really blame my parents for not knowing me, and how to manage my disorder, because the research just kind of wasn't there. But there's some other things too. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox, but I think that that I've made a point, and I'm not really sure what it is. Uh, know your kids. If you ever have kids, get to know them, and not just, like, raise them. I mean, like, raise them as a healthy person. Um, if you have a kid with clubfoot, you're not going to let that kid grow up with clubfoot. You're gonna get that kid treatment. Um, it's just plain as that. Holy crap, we have a lot of splitters. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that my relationship with my parents would be much healthier, if uh, if I kind of had, like, some therapy sessions with them. But, like, I'm not talking with them right now. There's just some other stuff going on. Anyway, that's my heart on a plate in 20 minutes or less. I'm just gonna finish this little bit here, because, like, this is completing a part of the base that is gonna really be a powerhouse that'll help us make it to the next phase of Factorio. Do we have coal going in here? We don't. So this is being balanced. Is this iron? It's not being balanced at all. That's why we're getting splitters, because we need a balancer here. Oh boy. Doink doink. There, now that's balanced. And now I'm just gonna put this in here. Great. Groovy. Iron is done. Next is copper, but I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night. Thanks so much for joining me. It was great having conversations and catching up on old memes and Imogen Heap and you know, all that good stuff. Had a good time. Thanks so much for joining me. Save games. We're gonna call this Mike in a nut shell. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Hope you guys have a good evening. That's not a spider. It's a Spidertron. It's a robot. It's friendly. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Sweet dreams. Have a good night, guys.